And he is not... Shh, shh, shh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can lay back down. I just needed to press the button. I told you that. I told you that was going to be something that had to happen.
You were forewarned, sir.
You were.
Like minutes in advance.
I think he's calmed down a little. Do you want to go sit on the table? You want to... Oh, nope.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. And hey, we're live.
Deuces. Hey.
Greetings. Stay a while and listen. Cat. He was in my lap, and I'm like, I am like barely able to reach my desk to hit my mouse to click the button to start streaming. I'm telling him, like, you're gonna have to let me hit the button. And he's just looking at me like, no.
No games tonight, only kitties. I mean, if I pull out the unicorn stick toy, maybe. That had them pretty entertained last time. Hi, everybody.
I mean, we could have a totally cat-centric live stream. Have I? I don't know if I've done this. Anyway, so playing Super Mario RPG, because there's a remake of this coming out like next week.
Okay.
That I am super excited, like super effing excited about. I can't say that within the first minute, but oh, no games tonight, only kitties. No take, only throw. So I figured today would be a good day to die. I mean, go back to the original. So, this is Mario's first role-playing outing adventure.
Okay.
This was done on the Super Nintendo in 1996 by a partnership with Nintendo and Square Enix. Okay. Which meant for the longest time, this game was in limbo in terms of rights. Because back in the 90s, whenever these joint partnerships happened, they never really expected to revisit these games. So licenses and rights and things just kind of fell by the wayside. Yeah, the shelf is looking empty. I've got it all in boxes next to Jess.
Yep.
Getting ready to move downstairs when my emotional support queer leaves me.
Yeah, so everything is in transition right now. Although, Livett and I went and got paint on Sunday. Very excited to start painting. I need a step ladder, though. Like, real bad. Because I'm short. And... yeah. So once at least the bedroom is painted anyway, because I don't want to have to try and paint around bedroom furniture, then I can move my bedroom over there and start clearing space for the old game room.
Yeah, it's going to be fun because I built a wall downstairs with a giant you did help a lot with the drywall and the spackle.
And I made fun of you and your father.
I mean, that's a key aspect of any construction project. But if you go back and look at my old videos, or those of you who followed for a while, I had the downstairs family room was my original game room. It was a very large room. It was very difficult to actually record in because it was a long rectangular room, and there's no way to really even it out to where you were in the center of the room. So when we had people living with us for a short period of time, I wanted to readjust that, and I built a wall with a giant sliding barn door to kind of completely section off that room into two halves. And so Jess has taken that as their room since we built it. And I moved the game room up here. And like, there was a period of time where the game room was downstairs, too, in one of the other bedrooms. And it wasn't bad down in that room, but it got all the early morning sun, because it's just the one corner of the house that gets, morning sun, because like literally
it faces like northeast and
yeah, like sun, like the back of the house gets great sun. The front of the house gets no sun. But the problem is this one room has ridiculously shitty air circulation. So it gets so warm in here with the amount of technology I've got. So
you are your own little like heat island.
I am. So I'm like, I'm really excited to move it back downstairs just for the temperature variance. Because, like, I have a window-mounted AC unit, and our HOA got real mad at me about that. They do not like that, and I'm like, well, stop climate change.
It really has. It has traveled everywhere. And your excitement about being downstairs where it stays colder and everything, I am moving to somewhere where I can control the temperature on one floor evenly so that I'm not freezing all the time.
That's been one thing. Like, I felt really, because, like, honestly, I would have had Jess take this room for temperature control, but this is also the smallest room in the house, and it's right next to my bedroom, so, like, that'd make, late night masturbating sessions really awkward. No, just kidding. But, like...
And my 30 whatever years of life when I moved in here would not fit in this room.
No, I mean, my game room barely fits in this room. And, like, this is after considerable downsizing. And so, like... But, like, temperature-wise, Jess would have been far more comfortable upstairs. But, like, the problem is, being a split level, not everything is going to be on one floor. Like, if Jess lived up here, everything except for the washer and dryer downstairs. Which...
actually, if it were a true split level, you'd get better circulation with the HVAC that you have. The problem is, it's actually a 2-story house that's been made a split level because the entrance is like in between floors. There's no room there. It's just
that's just the
you walk in the door and there's stairs.
Yeah.
And so
which just makes it a big funnel. Like, all of the AC just gets funneled downstairs. All of the heat just funnels upstairs.
It's, yeah, because they built it like, or they installed the HVAC like it was a split level instead of a 2-story house.
Yeah.
I mean, not the first problem we've had with the original builders, so...
No.
Yeah, that's good times. Hey, Lucho! What's kicking, chicken? Yes, IKEA does have one, but I'm actually eyeballing the... I don't know if you've seen it. It's the retro-looking Costco stepladder that actually has a seat that folds up and down, so it can also be used as a stool to sit on, which I need if I'm working on a time-consuming project in the kitchen.
Hi.
Because
Void cat.
dynamic disabilities are super fun to anticipate.
Also, where the fuck did Bowser get a hammer from? 2 hammers. He's not a hammer brother. Actually, technically he is. In the original Mario, in the later stages, he got more and more difficult, and he would throw like a volley of hammers at you.
Yep. It was, get past the lava and then hammers in your face. Well, mallets. I mean, they're supposed to be hammers, but they look like mallets.
Yeah.
That's always bothered me. It's like, be correct. Words mean things.
I I'm really excited about the remake of this, and everything I've seen of this, they are being as faithful to the original as possible, including the awkward scene where Mario finds Princess Peach's underwear. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There's cameos of Link and Samus in this game, and they have confirmed Link is in the game. I'm assuming Samus will be in it as well.
That wasn't...
They're basically just asleep in various inns in the game. But, like, the weird humor of this game seems to be carrying over. The one thing I hope they don't carry over is the one singular missable treasure chest in the entire game.
Okay.
There is one hidden treasure chest. You don't know that it's there. That you can only get at one point of the game where you're following a toad into the throne room of the castle and you have to jump on his head and then jump and hit it. But if you don't hit it at that point, there's no other way to get it. And it will drive players, first-time players, insane because there's a game you can get, or there's an item you can get in the game that will tell you when you enter a room that has a hidden treasure chest. And so you'll walk into it, it's like, there's a treasure chest here. You'll never know where it is.
I'm concerned about Mario just hanging there on the wall and doing some time slipping thing like Loki.
I'm going to take a nap and just, you know.
Oh, I'm glad you're doing good. We are both tired and a little cranky with the world around us, but hopefully with game and some Irish whiskey, it will be better.
So one fun fact about
Whiskey
this game
kinda day.
is, so it starts off, Bowser kidnaps the princess. We got to go rescue. A giant sword just
Sheathes itself
into
a
Bowser's castle and kicks everyone out. And it also breaks a road in space. There's a thing called the Star Road where wishes go to manifest.
And we race in go-karts.
And we race in go-karts on it. That's not inaccurate, actually. I'm pretty sure Rainbow Road and Star Road are supposed to be the same thing.
Yep.
But it broke into 7 pieces. And so now we got to go get the 7 pieces to put back
to repair the Bifrost.
To repair the Bifrost so that Loki can stop getting spaghettified.
Yeah, I enjoy explaining your games badly.
I mean, it's not inaccurate is the thing.
Hey, Pen!
But the best part about this is...
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better.
What's going on?
Pen has been sick.
Oh, no.
That's not cool. I'm sorry.
Hopefully you feel better soon.
The sword talks?
Yeah, all of the weapons are sentient, which is...
And
it has not one, but 2 faces. One on the hilt and one on the pommel.
okay, so not quite Janus. Like...
No.
Okay.
But because Bowser's not really the bad guy, that means he joins our party. We actually officially join the Koopa Troop.
I mean...
So there is one change that I've seen so far. In this version, Mario's house is called the Pipe House.
Why wouldn't it be?
They've renamed it Mario's Pad. But, I mean, I think the Pipe House just kind of feels like a little adult humor that slipped in through the 90s censors.
I feel like the designers knew going in, you might have to visit your own Pipe House before you play the game. For the full effect, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, Barb. That sucks, and yeah, I'm sorry. Boo hiss. I don't like it. if that gets stuck in my head.
Oh, it's going to.
Okay, just know that if it 3 in the morning, I'm still up hearing that, I will come upstairs and I will beat you with every pillow in this house. I'm very glad it is not the dread Virus Roberts. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your personal time there, buddy.
Yes, I know about timed hits. Which I had a friend who introduced me to this game growing up. He was that one friend that my parents kind of hated. He always called them timed hits. Because timed hits just kind of meshed, and him being him, timed hits.
You know, yeah.
Mario's pad, the pipe house. Hey, princess, want to come to the pipe house? So timed hits are changing in the remake. In the standard version, you just did more damage. In the remake, if you do a perfect timed hit, it does area of effect damage. So it does shockwave for splash damage for the enemies nearby. That's one thing that I'm wondering if that's going to make it a little too easy, because this game's not super difficult. But I'm trying to run into a Goomba.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
There we go. Dead Goombas. I'm gonna murder every, because the fighting in this game is so much fun.
Excuse me. So, yesterday was election day. I hope the races that y'all hopefully voted in went the way you wanted them to. I worked all day. Because when you're working early voting, they split it into shifts. You get like a 5.5 hour shift, and it's fine. When it's election day, they make you work the whole day, and it starts. You have to be there at like 5:30 in the morning, and you don't leave until your ballots are reconciled and you've put your precinct back in the boxes and everything. And I was there till 8:30 last night, and then I had to run to the other house to throw out the trash and put it to the curb, because I went and emptied all of our trash from the precinct and then went to go take it to the dumpster behind the American Legion, and it turns out it's only for cans. So I just threw the trash bags in the back of my car, and I was like, I'll just throw them away at home. I wasn't going to hand them back to the guy at the American Legion desperately wanting us out so he could close the shit down. Also, he spent all of that time rearranging things because, of course, bingo takes priority.
I mean, of course.
And had to be set up for bingo the next day.
Lucky! I am just failing the time defenses against these guys. That is one thing I'm going to be real excited about.
It is not obligatory here. People are... I don't like the turnout rate that we generally have. It's disappointing. You'd think it should be like set aside a national holiday, like get all the things in place and like, hey, go vote. But we don't do that because that would that would mean an actual representative government, and we can't have that.
I mean, and even, you know, we run into things like legitimate voter suppression, like
Yes.
what's going on in Mississippi right now.
Well, and what's going on here?
Well-
Just the voter ID laws alone.
Well, so I was reading an article about a precinct that a judge ordered closed down because they did not have enough ballots sent to that precinct, and the line was going, like, they had a line of like 100 people,
Yeah, I heard about
and it's like, nope. It's like, there were enough, like, legally there were enough ballots printed, they just weren't sent to the right precincts. So that's how
the
they get
right
it.
precinct.
That's how they got away with, you know, saying, oh, well, we printed enough, so you can't say that we didn't print enough. It's like, but if you didn't actually take the time and the logistics to get them to the areas that they needed to be used for, you half-assed it. And so, like, a judge was like, nope, we're going to close this down and we're going to disenfranchise all these voters. And I'm like, I really hope that judge is up for re-election, because, like, they are going to get shit-canned. Because
well, we hope they are. Because that may have well affected his own seat. Like,
yeah, this is true.
yeah, it's terribly corrupt here. And, yeah.
North Carolina's state shape is called gerrymandered. So, like, we get districts for voting. So, like, we vote for people for, like, our local, like, regional and state government sections. And so, like,
and
you would think it would be a reasonably sized shape or area, but politicians and rich people say, no, we're gonna draw this map to look like something out of an H.P. Lovecraft novel. Like, it's just tentacles that just kind of, because it's like, these areas have the voters we want to vote for us, and it gives them the advantage.
And these areas are too much the other side, so we're going to expand that district so we have more of our people voting there, so it dilutes their power. Like, it's a whole thing. And you're right, it is every state. North Carolina was kind of the testing ground for a lot of it, though. And we're still back and forth.
Yeah.
Our state House of Representatives and the Supreme Court have been going back and forth for years now. No, you can't, which is why it should be done by census and like an independent panel.
Yeah.
And that's been suggested over and over and over again, but the people in power are the ones who got themselves elected by the gerrymandering. So
and it's a thing, like, you get a group of people who have power. It doesn't matter what side it is, they don't want to give up the power, regardless of what, you know.
Yeah. So
I mean, I tend to say, like, I lean very leftward, but I'm a nerd, and I will. Have you ever heard of the story of Darth Pelagius? like, okay, like, it doesn't matter if you're on the right side or the wrong side. You get too much power, and power corrupts, and like, there's
true.
Like,
but you're gonna start a fight with me.
No, I mean,
if you start playing like it's even ground, because it's not.
No. Well, I'm saying, like, no matter how noble the intentions will start, eventually that side will corrupt. Like,
well, yeah,
like right now,
but that could be eliminated with actually limiting the amount of money in politics,
or
but
term
we're not
limits.
do that either,
or you know,
term limits, or
like, you know, democracy. Where's this part of that? Because it says in It's the worst form of government, except all other forms have been tried. I mean, the problem with any form of government is people are a bunch of bastards.
Yeah.
Like, that's the... Made an ad about voting, Papa. Oh, shit, I'm sorry, Barb. Now you're getting the targeted ads.
Oh, just wait until the spring. It's gonna be great.
Speaking of spring, there is one good thing happening this spring. There's a new Ghostbusters movie coming out, and I'm actually excited about it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
It's on, you don't need to be on my computer. How about you come sit here?
Say hi.
Say hi to the internet.
Hi, internet.
Say, you know who we should vote for?
Oh my god, that was perfect. And I love you so much.
The problem is, we vote for Axis, he's just going to send us all to the gulag. That's just...
You did not feed me on time. No, I fed, but not on my time.
To Siberia!
Hey, home slice.
If I was in charge, I could claw at all of the rugs that I want.
Oh, that does suck, Pen. I need to sit down and do some more writing, and hopefully I'll get the chance now that all of the election shit is over until spring. And so then it's just, you know, moving and writing and the holidays. Can't forget that. All right. I think you have a good chance. I think your campaign could go well.
Didn't a dog run for mayor and win?
I know that somewhere there is a goat that is a mayor. I believe it's in Arizona, but don't quote me. And yeah, I think some place elected a dog.
I mean,
depending on how the laws are written, like, are you a citizen of the U.S.? You're like, okay, you were born on U.S. soil, like.
Are you of age? Well, are we talking people years or dog years? There's a bug to gain, a bunch of levels. There is. I'm probably not going to exploit too many of the bugs, mostly because, you know, not playing through the entire game on the live stream. But I think Culex and I abused that when we did the Let's Play of this originally. So, at this point, I'll take a bird as our next president.
I mean, if it reaches the age of 35. Wow, I didn't realize I am old enough to run for president now and have been for a little bit.
Shit, I should run for president.
I absolutely do not want to that now.
I should. That's what I should do. I'm going to run for president, and my platform will just be super simple. Shut up.
Stop being dicks to each other.
I just want that scene from Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. Stop breaking the law,
Asshole.
Just stop being an asshole. Like that is my platform, and like I feel like I could get the millennial phone.
You know, quite a few Zoomers too. They are definitely old enough to vote. It was very weird, you know, checking in voters that were born in like 2001.
I mean, I was telling you about the show that Libet and I were watching where the kids were perving on Emma Watson, and Libet's like, that just seemed like Emma Watson is much closer to our age than, say, like the kids from Stranger Things, which already had countdown clocks. Apparently, one of them's engaged to some famous singer's son, Bon Jovi.
Okay.
She's engaged to Bon Jovi's son, and I'm like, I didn't fucking know Bon Jovi had a son. Like,
I mean, I would assume there would be at least one child.
I mean, yeah.
Claimed. Yeah.
I mean, like, Nick Cannon has, like, a bunch of kids. That's, you know, pretty well known. But, like, I figured I would have heard, especially given his age, I figured I would have heard something about him. No, he's just kept a pretty quiet life. And
Yeah,
just
I mean,
stayed out of the spotlight, just, you know, having a good old time, enjoying life.
I appreciate when that happens. I like that is specifically something that Snoop Dogg wanted for his kids. Like, I don't want you to be famous. I don't want any of this for you. I want you to have, like, the most normal life possible because you have no idea how stressful this shit is. Like, all right, I can dig it.
Yeah.
Also, I can dig Snoop. Like, it's just Snoop for president.
You know, if he ran, I'd vote for him.
It's better than Kanye. Yeah.
I just murdered a Hammer brother, and he explodes into coins. But now his brother gets real fucking angry at me.
Oh, well, you know, that bicycle helmet needs a power-up.
That does not do much damage to you. So this game...
I'm gonna conk you with a hammer and just wait for, like, the number 3 to float out.
So this game was done by Square Enix, which, you know, had done so many RPG, like Chrono Trigger, the Final Fantasies. So this game does have elements. They're not really discussed, but, like, certain enemies are strong against certain types of attacks and weak against certain others. So, like, the flying Koopa Troopers, the turtles,
Yeah.
are weak to Mario's jump attack. I did like 84 points of damage to one of them. The spiny guys are strong against it because they've got spikes on their back.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Valid.
you motherfuckers took the time to put this and didn't even really...
It would hitting one of them without, like, an attack would make you go from Big Mario to Small Mario. It makes sense.
Yeah, you'd need a fire flower for that. Or a tail.
Or a star.
Or a star.
Man. If I could have an invincibility star every once in a while. It'd be good shit, guys.
There's one of those things that pops up on Facebook all the time. I actually think I downloaded it. It's if you could get superpower, like you could pick one or two of these various superpowers. And like this one was interesting because they went all out with it. And I'm just like, the fuck, guys? Really? You may choose only 3. So the abilities are agility, attractive female, attractive male, blast power, which is just, it looks like just energy blasts, chameleon, divine powers, elasticity, electricity control, feral, which I'm assuming is something along like Wolverine's Berserk, fire control, flight, force field, gadgets, healing, ice control, immortal, cybernetic implants, insanely rich is a...
I mean, it worked for Batman.
Intellect, invisibility, invulnerability, magic, magnetism, necromancy, phasing/ghost, power suit, psionic, psychic, which I think are kind of really the same thing in most senses, radar sense, radiation, shapeshifter, siphon abilities, size manipulation, stamina, submariner, super hearing, super sight, super smell, super speed, super strength, telekinesis, which again I think is this, like, I really think psionic.
Yeah, well, I mean, some is like directly, it's brain control. Some of it is moving shit with your mind. And
well, they also have telepathy as the next. So, like, you've got telekinesis, telepathy, psychic, and psionic, without really much information as to what does what. Teleportation, unarmed combat mastery, vampirism, weapon mastery, or weather control. And I'm like, you pick any three of these, and you are just an unstoppable. Like,
all right, I want to be a shapeshifter who has the feral ability and healing. That's what I want.
I think I'd go with, like, energy manipulation. Or magic. Because both of those give you a lot of wiggle room to just kind of bullshit your own powers after that point.
Yeah. I mean, you know me. I am protect. Like,
yeah. Invulnerability is always a good one.
I mean, if I could add that in there, but I just really want feral.
Yeah. I don't know what else I would do, because, like, it starts getting into some weird territory. Agility, healing, and super strength. So you're kind of Wolverine? I don't think Wolverine had super strength.
Healing yourself or healing others, or both. That is an interesting distinction.
That is also not mentioned, because it's just
because
so, like,
I am more interested in healing others than I am myself.
So there was one,
which says a lot about me as a person.
Says the person with chronic disabilities and pain. There was an X-Men character who I fucking loved. Her name is Elixir. Mm-hmm. And she has the ability to heal other people's wounds and even resurrect the recently deceased. Like, if they, like, she can heal to the point where I'm going to fucking bring you back.
I want that. That is what I want. Med school? Who needs fucking med school?
Like, there's two.
But maybe still take an anatomy class or like 7.
There were two anime that were on Adult Swim at the same time that a friend of mine, Phil, asked me which power set would I rather have. One of them was a show called Kakaishi, in which it was spiritualist exorcists, so like traditional Japanese Shinto exorcists, who had the ability to make boxes that could destroy spirits. So, like, you create this, like, energy box and you could collapse it, killing, ethereal or demonic creatures. And, like, their whole shtick was, like, they could make large, small, targeted. One guy could make multiple boxes layered inside each other to do more damage. His partner, she could do, like, elongated, like, spears to, like, trap them.
Yeah.
Without having to catch them in a very large box. And it's an interesting, because, like, for them, it's a solid mass. So, like, they can use that to, parkour all over the fucking place. And I'm like, okay, it's a neat ability, and it has some interesting applications. And then the other that was on at the time was Full Metal Alchemist. And so I'm like, this is a very defined power set for these exorcists. Mm-hmm. It does give some interesting flexibility to stuff you can do, But alchemy is just this open-ended bullshit. Like, you could just... You have even a rudimentary knowledge of chemistry? Go ahead. Because half of the shit they do in Full Metal Alchemist is not alchemy. It's just terrain manipulation. Like, I'm not changing one element to another, which is alchemy.
I'm just moving it.
I'm making a giant fist out of rock that's going to punch someone in the face. Like, that's...
Which, still, I would like to do to several people. I would do it. My brain did that, like, walking along with you, but then, like, taking a half step to the left and walking parallel. If any of you have the chance, if you haven't already, or maybe even if you had or have already, because it's excellent, there's a short story by Leslie Neka-Arima called "What It Means When a Man Falls from the Sky," and in it, as the world just kind of collapsed, it's set like not that far in the future.
Your little shirt and
Your
little
little
pants.
shirt and your little pants. As the world starts falling apart, like, people lose faith, the churches, actually literally fall apart because, global warming and climate disasters and stuff. But some guy stumbles onto a formula that unlocks the universe, really. And mathematicians, the people who understand this equation, a lot of them have different jobs, and including as, like, healers. And in the case of the main character, the ability to take someone's grief away. And
Shit.
then
Fuck. I missed it.
literally drive themselves mad because they're carrying the grief of thousands of people with them. But it's a fascinating story, and the way that it's told is excellent.
So it's like a sin eater.
Yeah, but for grief.
Interesting. So one of the characters that I always loved, and I always feel like it's bodied a little more often than he should, given his power set, is Ghost Rider. You have the Spirit of Vengeance, who really only goes after people who have wronged others.
Hence the vengeance.
Like, one of the first times I could say I ever really saw Ghost Rider in media, there was a Fantastic Four cartoon that used to run in the 90s. And Fantastic Four's main villain, aside from Doctor Doom, is Galactus. Like, that's, like, Fantastic Four, you get Doctor Doom, you get Galactus. There's not really anyone else.
Take your pick, yeah.
And so, like, Galactus shows up, and, like, a bunch of people show up to try to stop him. Like, Thor showed up, and, like, they were playing up he's the god of thunder, so, like, he's immortal, not stop. So even Galactus is like, no, go away. You're just you're a lesser god. I'm gonna eat this planet. And then, like, fucking Ghost Rider shows up and is like, one of Ghost Rider's best abilities is called Penance Stare, in which he looks into your soul and burns it, equivalent to the amount of damage you've caused other people.
That I won't lie. There have been a lot of times that I secretly wished I had that power.
Same. And so, yeah, like I said, I missed it. It's frustrating to try to get that one secret treasure chest. But Ghost Rider he rolls up on Galactus, and Galactus is like, I have no time for you, demon. And Ghost Rider's just like, fuck you, and just Penance stares him. It's like, feel the torment of a billion tortured souls. Of all the planets he's eaten, because, like, Galactus has to eat inhabited planets. He needs that life energy. And so, like, everyone he's eaten, now suddenly he's got the worst case of indigestion. It's like, if you can just roll up on a force of the universe like Galactus and just
Stare him.
and then just fucking leave. Because that was the thing. Like he rolls up, stares at him. Galactus falls over and almost dies, and then he's just like, "I leave your fate in mortal hands," and then just fucking rides off, and everyone's like, "The fuck just happened?"
I've more than once wished I was Ghost Rider.
There was one really good story. There was a series that kind of blended into. So you had the Illuminati, which was the group from this second Doctor Strange movie. You got like Professor X and Black Bolt and Doctor Strange and Namor and all these people, who they were kind of like running the world with all these various meta-humans and superpowers and magic and things. And they decided that the Hulk was too dangerous to leave on Earth. So they shot him into space. They tricked Bruce Banner, shot Hulk into space, and they're like, we're going to send you to a habited planet. Wasn't what they... Like, he got knocked off course, ended up on a gladiatorial planet.
Hence...
And you had... We saw that
Thor
in Ragnarok.
Yep.
And what we didn't see in Thor Ragnarok is Thor took over, or not Thor, Hulk took over that planet. He became the new leader, overthrew their government, became not smart Hulk, but like rational Hulk.
A slightly more integrated Hulk, anyway.
And got married and was getting ready to have a kid, and then the spaceship that he was sitting there on explodes and kills everyone on the planet, except for him. And then he's just like, well, I'm fucking pissed. I finally had a little bit of a good life, and these assholes are still fucking me. And so he takes the survivors to Earth and just takes over Manhattan. And he's like, I'm going to kill each one of the Illuminati for all this bullshit. And it was a series called World War Hulk. And, like, Hulk shows up, he breaks Stephen Strange's hands, and, like, you're back at square one. I'm not going to kill you, but fuck you. He goes to Xavier, and, like, he beats the shit out of the X-Men, and then looks at the X-Men's graveyard, and is like, oh, man, I can't do nothing to you that you haven't already done to yourself. You have failed these children. Like, fuck you, Charles. And then he goes after Reed Richards. And Reed's just hiding in his fantastic tower. And he's like, hopefully someone else will fix it. Because he's just like, I'm the smartest fucking man in the world. I can't fight the Hulk. And Ghost Rider shows up. Because it's like, you're... The human in control of Ghost Rider is like, you can't do this. And so they get into a fight. And it's actually not a bad fight for like half the issue. And then Hulk just says, I'm tired of holding back, and just knocks Ghost Rider the fuck out. And so like he hits him so hard like his jaw comes off. It's like he's just laying there as the skeleton, like the fire's gone, he's just a skeleton in the leather jacket. And Hulk's like, okay, I'm done. And he starts walking out of the crater that they had made during their fight, and all of a sudden it's filled with hellfire. And, like, Ghost Rider stands back up. And, like, at this point, the Hulk is actually visibly scared. He's just like, oh, shit. You are divine. I forgot that. And then, like, Ghost Rider just looks at him and goes, not guilty. And fucking leaves. Because at that point, the spirit of vengeance was in control. It's like, no, Hulk's not in the wrong for this. And just fucking leaves. And a very unhappy Stephen Strange and Reed Richards are talking. It's like, what just happened? It's like, the spirit of vengeance took over. We're the bad guys. I could have told you that.
Guys, are we the bad guys? But yeah, like, you know how I feel about the Hulk. Like, that is like half of my Damon, I guess. Pinkie Pie and the Hulk and like all of that. I'm just like, that's my boy, yeah.
World War Hulk was a great great series. Because I really hated the Illuminati because they just made these people, and like that's one of the things that a lot of comics do, and like why I stopped reading X-Men for a while, because like they just made these characters into dicks. When you make Charles Xavier, who's supposed to be an amalgam for Martin Luther King Jr., a dick, I have a real hard time taking your writing seriously. And I get it. You want to do something edgy. You want to do something that, but like...
And look, there's a lot of ways in which Xavier is in the wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Well, like...
Sometimes he'll admit it, and sometimes he won't.
Well, so the story that they used to perpetuate that was, like, he's the strongest telepath in existence. He started just fucking mind-wiping people, mind lobotomizing people, and, like, that's not what he would do.
No. But that fundamentally violates, like, the character.
Yeah.
Like...
And so, like, I couldn't get behind a lot of it, and, like... Because, like... The X-Men is a analogy for civil rights in the 60s. Like, just, that's what it is. Anyone who gets mad about it can
the
die
writers
mad
have
about
said
it.
that, like, it's...
Like, Magneto is Malcolm X, Xavier is Martin Luther King Jr. That was...
the analogy.
Yeah.
Like...
And mutants are black people. That's just where we're at with this. And so, like...
Later it evolved into including queer civil rights, but...
Well,
originally, the X-Men, that was a direct analogy.
And so, like, when you're just like, I'm going to take, what if Martin Luther King Jr. were a dick?
Actually. Sometimes he kind of was.
Sometimes he kind of, but, like, what if that was his core personality trait instead of being...
generally benevolent and it's trying to DC gritty reboot the fundamental nature of a character, and don't do it.
But like they did that to all the members of the Illuminati, because it's like you've got Iron Man and Black Bolt and Doctor Strange, like all these people who are like
Iron Man and Stephen Strange, but Tony Stark and Stephen Strange are dicks. They're just a certain kind of dick.
They're dicks, but they're not. And that was one of the things that I kind of hated about Tony Stark in Civil War, at least in the comics, because it's like, oh well, I'm gonna commit all of these war crimes, when his whole thing was, my dad committed war crimes. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Imagine hitting go, sorry, the spirit comes out, looks at you, and says you're not guilty for doing what you just did. Yeah.
Man.
I also really like the mythos behind Ghost Rider. It's like, okay, you've got the Spirit of Vengeance who exists in so many different time periods that, he's kind of like Marvel's version of the Spectre. The Spectre is like DC's right hand of God. He requires a human host. And, like, he's one of the most powerful things in the DC universe. He is up there.
Crimes.
Well, so Spectre's not really a war... Like,
no, I was responding to...
Yeah. They make the world go around. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do make the world go around. Sadly.
Anyway. Sorry.
But, like, what always balanced the Spectre out was the human host.
Yeah.
Because one of the best stories for that was Kingdom Come, where you had this small-town preacher in, like, the late DC universe, where, like, Superman's a little older, Batman is in an exosuit because his back was broken by Bane and it never really healed. And so, like, all of these heroes have kind of aged and kind of gotten a little grumpier and kind of moved away from what the Justice League was supposed to be. And this preacher is just talking to basically the hand of God, trying to be like, how can we fix this? Superman's a fucking paragon. Like, I can't. And the Spectre's just like, figure this shit out, man. You're human. It's like, Superman's not. And, it's a really shitty because, like, Bruce Wayne partners with Lex Luthor and is a dick for a little while. Like, they're all dicks. Like, this was the gritty DC reboot where it kind of... But, like, it was a good story because in the end, they kind of realized, hey, we've been kind of dicks. We should fix this.
Yeah.
But, like, Illuminati didn't get to that point because Hulk kind of beat the shit out of all of them.
Which, yeah, if I could beat the shit out of people playing all of us like pawns and keeping us poor and destroying our families, and I would beat the shit out of them, and I would not feel an ounce of regret. I would need an ice pack thrown in my hands at some point, though.
I mean, if you've got Hulk-like powers, you just heal.
I mean, I'm talking about even without them. Wait until you hear this. Did I just read Frogalicious?
Frogfucius.
Okay.
No, that's Fergalicious.
Well, I follow on different platforms lots of accounts about frogs, and I was just like, I'm surprised no one has an account called Frogalicious yet. Like, TikTok, get on it.
All right, let's buy some pants for Malo.
Little shirt and little pants.
Yeah, we can't... Mario wears Mario wears a shirt, even though he's got overalls. Malo has pants, which is kind of okay because he's really just a pair of pants. He's a cloud.
Yeah.
But he's a pants-wearing cloud.
You know. You say that like it's abnormal.
I mean...
Don't your clouds wear pants? Jeez.
I never thought about it, but here we are.
Hey.
Don't scratch.
Hey. Or, when it's foggy out, are the clouds the pants?
Okay, let's not get into... Because that's dangerously close to the... Is it a sandwich?
But ground clouds are fun. I like ground clouds. Also, dig a cloud with a pink mohawk. I'm down for that.
It's not a mohawk. It's a curly Q. It's a weird... It's like a...
But there...
Superman spit curl.
But there, it is like a half hawk, really. But, I'll take it.
I now have a hammer. If I had a hammer...
I had a moment the other day when I was like, I give up. I'm just going to shave my head and just keep my mohawk. But I stopped myself. In part because my clippers need to be charged. Getting impatient with this awkward hair stage while it's growing out.
Yeah, I probably need to trim mine.
I definitely need to trim the ends of mine. They've been bleached so many times. It's fried. But right now it's really helpful in holding my hair up. So
Damn it. I wanted to hit him twice, not once.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry.
Who is my favorite character in this game? So, Mario is probably the most all-arounder, but, like, anyone who plays this game and doesn't say Gino is your favorite character is just lying. Like, Gino is just the neatest... He's a wooden doll. He's Pinocchio come to life, but instead of, oh, I lie and my nose gets bigger, I've got a cannon for a hand. Like...
All right, that is one way to explain it. You have to do the voices. We just finished the latest season of Our Flag Means Death, and I'm very upset that we finished it. I need more.
More gay pirates?
I need more gay pirates. Adorable gay pirates. With wholesome relationships that are then knocked around by, pirates, but at the core.
I learned Fire Orb.
Oh, all right. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could also learn Fire Orb, but I can't guarantee that my hand wouldn't burn.
He is the guardian of the Star Road. Like that's his shtick. But like Malo was an interesting character. I feel like Bowser was kind of eh. Like I feel like they could have done a lot better with Bowser. Princess Peach is just your typical healer. Like I don't really feel like she's got anything else.
I mean, healers are pretty important, though.
They are, but like she doesn't. Really don't think she has a single heal and like a group heal, and that's
like a lot of healers when they're starting out.
Well, yeah, but like
She hasn't the spell slots yet.
all of her other abilities are like status effects that just don't really stick well in this game. So I'm hoping that gets fixed in the remake because
I mean, that's fair.
Like that is one thing about this era of RPGs is status effect magic was just useless.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness, I am so sorry, you guys.
Which is why I really loved playing Battle Chasers, because the status effects actually played into the combat mechanics really well. I'm like, I really wish, poison damage and stuff, like those types of things were far more cumulative in games like this.
Don't mind me, guys. I'll be in the corner taking poison damage.
I'm Star Guardian, Guardian of the Stars. Smithy quivers before me. Oh, thank you, Pen. That was great. Yeah, Gino does have the quad 9 damage attack. That is wonderful.
I just cannot keep Mammoth Cave closed to the public right now.
So, there's a summon in the Final Fantasy series called Automos. It's this big mouth that just sucks people into it. Mouth. And in Final Fantasy XI, which is one of the MMOs, they introduced it as not a summon, because they did have a class of summoner, and they couldn't bring all of the summons from Final Fantasy mythos in. So like they brought it in as this portal that lets you transport back and forth through time.
Excuse me.
But it's called a cavernous maw. And it's really uncomfortable looking because of its... Imagine a sperm with like a giant mouth with 4 fangs.
Yeah, okay.
And your whole thing is you get sucked into it to go back and forth in time.
That's the opposite of
What sperm?
what a sperm
Yeah.
effect is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
PSA unrelated to anything. Pike is 10 pounds 10 ounces until he is 8 pounds even. Did you get a scale to weigh them, or did you take them to the vet? But yeah, like cavern, like you're like the yawn. All I can think of is behold the cavernous maw and go into the past.
I'll show you cavernous maw.
Animus is in 14, but used to get a different world. Got a scale. I didn't mean to land on the puppy. How does the puppy like fire?
You're throwing it treats. Yay, we're having fun puppy time. You didn't kill a dog.
I did not kill a dog. Well, I mean, okay, I'm a little unnerved by the fact that its eyes are blinking white. Like, it's not like blink, but like lighting up blinking.
Yeah. Both.
Kind of sounds like the Doomsday Machine from Star Trek. I'm really entertained. I made Amber watch Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home because it's the one where they go back in time and save whales. Mm-hmm. Simply because the current opening of Lower Decks, there's a bit in the opening where the Cerritos just comes across what looks like, a scene that they don't want to be a part of. And they just turn around
Just
and
book it.
And like the first season, it's some Romulan warbirds and a couple of Borg cubes, and like, nope. And then it's some Romulan warbirds and some Borg cubes and some Pakled ships and something else in the background. And then it's the crystalline entity and the Borg cubes and the Romulans and some Klingons and the whale probe. It gets more and more ridiculous. And like, the second I saw that and laughed, she's like, "What are you laughing about?" It's like, "It's the whale probe," and she's like, "The what probe?" I'm like, "You haven't seen
you a whale probe." And you did by making her watch Star Trek 4.
Good night, everybody.
Ladies, I'll be here all night. No, I won't.
With my
I'll
whale
be here
probe.
for 23 minutes is what I'll be. And then soon to bed. Oh my gosh, I woke up at 6:30 this morning because my body hates me and I could not go back to sleep. So I finished my book before I got out of bed. I only had like 150 pages left. Just laid there and read my book. And then I was upset because I read my book. But then I started on another one, so it's okay.
Maybe it's a blind dog in the dark glasses. Okay, if it's a blind dog, it's got some really good accuracy for hitting me.
I mean, echolocation isn't fake, dude.
All right, look, I had a blind dog.
Wow.
They are not that. So I had a dog growing up. Her name was Sparky.
You told me.
Did I ever show you a picture of her?
I think so.
A little black and white border collie mix. And she could sit up and beg, and like her butt was just perfectly, it was like she could just sit there.
Just sit.
And apparently it's a thing with border collies and their breed relations that they develop severe cataracts as they hit middle age. And so for half her life, she was just blind as a fucking bat. Sweetest fucking dog, though. But, like, we couldn't rearrange furniture in the house because she would just run straight, like, and she walked very cautiously. Like, she'd always hug one of the walls. She'd always, like, and she'd trust that if she was on a leash that we would help guide. So, like, but just, it was on her own. Like, if you had to leave her to her own, it's like, it was just.
Excuse me.
It was a blind person trying, like, with no, like, it was very much I'm gonna very slowly tap forward and find, like.
Yeah, I mean, I also lived with a blind dog, but he was born deaf before he went, like, well before he went blind. So, like, being able to sound out his surroundings was not a thing that he could do ever. And so he was very, very cautious getting around. And we were very worried with the kittens when they were born, that one of the kittens would startle him and he would bite. And there were a couple of times where he'd get startled and he'd just kind of like growl a little bit, but then he'd turn around and smell who it was and nuzzle the kittens, and it was adorable. It was very wholesome.
my mom had a stuffed cow, and Sparky would take it and cuddle with it. And we think that Sparky at one point had puppies because it looked, and she was black and white spotted, and so like we really think she just thought it was a puppy, and she's like, no, I'm gonna take care of this. And like she didn't chew it, she'd pick it up, very carefully bring it to wherever she was laying, and then lay with it. And we're like, yeah, she's had puppies before. She's had to have.
That's sweet. That is sweet. Loki never got attached to anything like that. Well, aside from the blanket, like he had his blankets, and that was his deal. Which, you know, I get. It's cool. He was not much of a toy kind of dog, unless he could play with Bear, and they destroyed a lot of toys together. The deaf dog going for the squeaker was bizarre, but Loki would help him do it.
What you doing, son? You coming back to run for president again?
Meow. My fellow citizens of the world. Come on. No, you just love Box. You love Box.
I love Lamp.
Do you really love Lamp, Rick, or are you just saying it? I love Lamp.
I watched outtakes from, I think it was the second one.
Which I still haven't seen.
So, like, the first one, there's a fight scene with, like...
Oh, yeah.
The second one, the fight scene is just, like, this giant melee. They have, It's Amy Poehler and Tina Fey from, like, the Women's Lifetime channel. And it's like, but, like, it's there, and it's Amy Poehler's like, hey, do we eat pussy? You better. And just watching her just kind of lose her shit as she says that.
No,
And just, like, Tina Fey, like, yeah, you better. If you don't, you're going, like, just trying to salvage the line.
So one of my favorite lyrics right now is from Janelle Monáe. It's out of Django. Django Jane, and it's we gonna have a pussy riot. If not, we're gonna put him on a pussy diet. It's just like, all right, let's do this.
Come here, son. You're next to my disk drive, and you're causing it to vibrate. So don't do that.
I'll show. No, not doing it.
I'll show you vibrating.
No, making something vibrate.
I mean, we do live just down the street from a very high-class, reputable porn store.
I mean, yes. Or I could just turn on the washing machine. I'm no fun.
Well, I mean, that one doesn't.
Fun.
That doesn't really vibrate, rather than just.
I don't know. Sit on top of it and tell me if it vibrates.
Ladies.
Just saying.
I think it more just kind of flails.
Okay, this is still vibration.
I don't know. I think once you hit a certain point, it's not vibration and just phasing out of reality.
If it's real good, sometimes it feels like you're phasing out of reality.
Like, I really feel like I probably need to have it serviced. Because I feel like it's gotten a little rougher with its spin cycle as of late. All right.
I need to run some more refresh through it, though. Again.
It's fine. I do love this music, though.
It's like if Sousa wrote video games.
You know, you're not wrong.
Give that man a tuba and he'll give you a song.
Don't want a tuba? Tough shit.
Yup.
I do love... You don't...
Level 4.
There aren't many instances in this game where you get...
I'll sit on your face and tell you I love you too. Yep.
Contact your doctor if your vibrations cause you to face out of reality for more than 5 hours.
This could be an indication of a very serious medical issue. Or a metaphysical one.
Well, okay, so fun fact of 2 different things of Viagra. One, everyone knows if your erection lasts more than 4 hours, see a doctor. Another one is apparently it can cause your vision to tint blue.
Oh.
And that's a thing.
Interesting.
But apparently it's not enough of a detriment to get mentioned in the commercials because it doesn't really affect it. It's like if you wore a pair of sunglasses that instead of just like the UV, it's just a blue tint. And so it's like you still see everything. Everything's just blue haze. And I'm like, I feel like this should be mentioned in the... I mean, yes, a priapism, bad thing, because you gotta go to the ER and they gotta stick a needle in your junk and suck some blood out like a vampire. And it's not fun. But at the same time, shit turns blue, you probably need to hear about it. And I learned this from watching Scrubs.
Okay.
Because Dr. Kelso, the older chief of medicine, they were talking about... it was the whole staff was talking about Viagra at one point, and then like Dr. Kelso's like, I don't need it. I'm not. And it's like, and then later on in the episode, they're like, you took it, didn't you? He's like, nah. And then it goes from his point of view, and he's just looking at everything. Everything's a blue tint, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm fine, unrelated. I'm gonna go home and have sex with my wife. Like,
Oh. But a bacon cheeseburger sounds delicious. Just saying.
I made Smash Brothers, Smash Burgers the other day, and the burgers were great, but the sauce was one of the best things ever. I loved that sauce. I really want to just make it again and put it on fucking everything. I'm blue. If I were green, I would die. But yeah, and the sit on my face until all I can think of with that is listening to that album at a friend's house as teenagers. That was a thing.
I mean, there's a whole lot about Monty Python and teenagers, and that's like how we learned about Monty Python and other things.
How did you get your sex education? From a group of older British men.
Almost. Almost. I've arrived.
I have arrived all over your visage. Oh.
Every sperm is sacred.
Sacred.
Every sperm is good.
Alright, we gotta sneak up behind Croco.
Man, sperm just keeps coming up.
I mean, you gotta give me a little bit of time in between. Refractory period joke. It's a period joke. Get it?
No. And let me tell you all of the millions of reasons why you're wrong. Yeah. You know, I actually used to know a couple of funny period jokes, or at least we thought they were funny, but we were the ones having periods, so. I've long since forgotten them, though.
I've actually never heard a good period joke, and as a guy, I feel like I don't really have much of a leg to stand on to try to make a good one. So I'm like, no, I'm just gonna. That's what she said. Hey, we get to fight Croco. Malo, you are...
You missed.
Yeah.
Boo.
Alright, Malo, you're basically just going to be healing this fight. Because you do very little damage. And you're taking a lot of damage.
Just blow on him.
Haha.
It's a cloud. A good thing ruined by a period.
Haha.
Not if you know what you're doing.
Haha.
Just lay a towel down, it's fine.
Croco's modern life.
Is that a person making noise or a kitty making noise?
Hard to say.
Well, Axis is slinking back in here, so... Who knows?
See how at that point is anyone's face in your eye.
I mean, takes all kinds. That's all I'm saying. Different strokes and all that. Yeah.
You motherfucker just healed all the damage that I just did to you.
He's trying so hard.
He is.
Hey. Hey. Do you want to say hi to the internet?
You haven't yet.
Come on. Come here. Oh.
Chunky boy.
Hello.
How would you like to run for president? He's like, no.
If it gets me off of it. Not.
Hi.
Easy.
Hi.
Say hi
Chill
to
your
the-
face.
Say hi to the internet. And I don't. Yeah, your butthole does not cheer me up. Sorry. You don't want Jameson.
Hey, I think I beat him.
So my old roommate from
We should
ages ago came into town, and He was just here for one night. He was here for a conference, and so I went and picked up a bottle of Jameson, and we just sat in his hotel room talking, drinking Irish whiskey. It was a good use of my evening. It was excellent. Yeah.
Player heals twice fine. But also hatred.
Oh. Oh. Is that it? Is that it? Hi. Boop. Grab. Come here. Come here.
Like, no. You're trying to do people got your tongue.
And I almost had it. Come on.
So I mean, if I could get if I could get a cat to be consistently good, like I would have set up a stool for one of the cats a while ago, but they are cats. They cannot be consistent. Can you, son? Can
Do you hear that? If they could be still, I could be easily replaced by a cat.
No, I didn't say replaced. It would be an addition.
Trading pussy for pussy. I'm very tired.
I'm Crashing. Hope to see you guys next week. Hope
right,
you too as well.
feel better.
We will be signing off here in just a moment. It is almost time for.
I'm sending you all the feel betters. Well, we actually have lots of boxes running around right now.
Yeah, bigger box away. I mean, yeah. You cannot control a cat's murderous rage. I mean,
I can try and get ripped to shreds in the process.
Rowan, you're not always murderous. Look, sometimes you're very snug, and then other times you really do just... He did bite the shit out of me not too long ago. He has this habit where it's like he wants to groom you, and then he has to grab hold of you and then bite you, and then very aggressively groom you. I think... So, cats view humans as big, dumb kittens. They think we're the same species. And so they think our fur is just matted, which is why they tend to bite often. And he really wants to break. And
like
sometimes he just gets overstimulated and just has to bite. But like when it's grooming, it goes groom, bite, because
yeah, which is
be nice with the bitey.
That's fine.
You know better. You do know better. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
I like how he immediately turns away when you say that.
Rowan, you a good boy? You are. You know you are. You know you're a good boy. You're less of an asshole than your brother. Okay, you're not less. You're just an asshole in very different ways.
Yes.
Hi.
I still want to know what set them off the other night, why Rowan was coming after Axis.
Yeah, Rowan just decided he needed to beat the shit out of his brother. I remember. These cats are not... I mean, Axis is a murderous asshole. Like, I'm not even going to pretend. But, like, the other cats were slightly more murderous because my father... Like, Aerodon remembers Spike. No, actually, I don't think you remember. I don't think you met Spike. I think Spike was past your time. Spike was the poly... But Spike trained Coco, and I know Aerodon remembers Coco. Coco was my cat, and Coco grew up around Spike, who was the polydactyl cat who would hold mice by its tail just to watch them squirm. Coco was a little evil, but she was lovey.
Have you reached overstimulation?
Yes.
Okay, buddy. But there you go.
You
You have to let me go.
You have to let go. Hi. Shh. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. I know, it's over, and we're talking and you don't understand who we're talking to.
And we're not sitting where you want us to sit.
Yeah, you want us to sit on the couch so you can cuddle up and be Snuggle Cat. I get it. We're almost done with the stream. But yeah. And then, the other cats.
Oh! Okay. Message received, buddy.
Like, nope, no face.
It was
face,
just soft paw. It's fine.
It's like face
It's
too
like,
close.
it's too much. All right, got it.
He really doesn't get comfortable with faces too close to him. And that's the same for his brother, too. Like, they used to snuggle a lot, but then when they got older, it's like, if you get too close to his face, and I think it's because of his eye.
Yeah, because he's gotten more sensitive about it lately. Because there are sometimes he'll come up, like, sit on I have a table that is multi-level, I guess, that sits by my rocking chair, and he'll come up on that, and he will headbutt me in the face. Or he did, and he's done that less and less. So it might be because of his eye. Also lack of control, because if I'm doing it, he's not doing it, and he has to be the boss. Hey. Stop clawing the carpet.
But yeah, I think whatever's going on with his eye is just getting worse.
It might be fucking with his depth perception.
Because I've noticed he gets a little weird when something's approaching him from that side now. Mm-hmm. Rowan has a mean left hook. I mean, he is a southpaw.
It was a very gentle paw, though. For what it's worth.
Much like Mothman is a gentle lover.
Mothman is a gentle and caring lover.
On that note...
I don't know why you think that's funny for me to say about my boyfriend.
On that note, we'll go ahead and end the stream tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We've had a blast. I think we spent more time just nerding out about random shit than actually playing the game. But it's Mario RPG. It's just a great game to have. It's a fun game. And like I said, the remake comes out, I think it's the 14th. Go check that out. If you have a Switch, pick it up. It's going to be worth it. I don't care. Like, it's going to be worth it. Again, one of these days I will get back into recording. I'm working with Helix, and I'm really just focusing on the card game right now. I'm really waiting for them to finish with the card art so I can reprint that, and because that is my current hyper fixation. Like, I'm just really I need to get this physically done and get my mind off of it for just a little while. But I think once I can get that done, I can actually start getting back into the swing of recording. Because I do want to record the remake of this. There's also Star Ocean. We did this as a live stream not too long ago. It's the one that kicked my ass. It's the one where just the fight just suddenly, you're just going to fucking die. Apparently there's so many ways to break this game and just make the difficulty worthless that, once you get into the game and you can unlock the abilities, it's just like, yeah, guess what? You're going to fuck it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. I will probably stream the new game when it comes out. We will probably do that next week.
Yeah.
Will it be? Yeah. Is it the 14th?
If it comes out.
If it comes out the 14th. Let me see. I have it pre-ordered on Amazon. Let me check, and we will set that up, and we will plan ahead. Look at me trying to plan ahead. November 17th.
Ah, okay.
So the week
2 weeks
after.
from now.
2 weeks from now. So next week, I'll figure something else to stream, and then when it comes out, we'll go ahead and stream that on our typical Wednesday stream. So stay tuned for that, because that'll be fun. Anything else going up?
I recently put up a new post on Substack. I am looking to sit down and write again soon. Because I miss writing. But I do need at least a couple of days rest before I plow into that. Yeah, I don't know. Since I'm not writing for a particular online magazine anymore, I don't have like regular like, oh, go check this out and whatever. But you can still go check out my writing there at sweatpantsandcoffee.com. Because there is a lot of it. I wrote for them for like 8 years. So
Yeah, there's a lot. So go check it out. But yeah. And check out the Discord. I've been trying to post a little bit more stuff there regularly, memes and stuff about the card game. So yeah, go check all that stuff out.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the meantime, we'll be back next week, same hat time, same hat channel, Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern. You know, depending on daylight saving bullshit. God, I hate the time change.
yeah, that's made us pretty miserable this week.
Yeah, but yeah. Till then,
right.
take care of yourselves. Stay
Wash
safe.
your hands.
Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Get the vaccine. Take care of yourselves. Don't let the crippling hellscape destroy your spirit completely.
It's okay to feel hopeless sometimes, but don't stay there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.